Okay, it's a quick video on the SMA inverters, Sunny Data Control, using the interface. This is for the old style SMA inverters, not the new style. This is the interface box. Lead comes in, manual. I've written it a quick note about page 53 because that's a baud rate setting that you always forget, and then you spend hours trying to figure out what's gone wrong. There's the lead. We're going to be doing it on an SB 3800 because the wind turbine's not on today because there's not enough wind to run it. You do need volts on the DC side. The thing is only powered once you've got DC volts. You'll have you can't get a connection with your AC volts. Also on the interface lead, I'd have it so the cable always comes down. I think it is keyed, but I believe it is possible to put it in the other way around. I've never tried it, but I wouldn't want to think what would happen to a 150 quid interface lead. The interface lead availability is getting harder and harder to get. We got ours from SMA. We just got in touch with them direct, but the supports for this type of stuff is getting harder and harder. This is the Sunny Data Control. This is the tool you'll be using to get to right parameters and look at the live data. When it comes on, it does whinge that you've not got the right cable, right connection. It doesn't have the device drivers. You have to get them from SMA. So this is in the device manager. You go to USB PB and you will do the drivers, update the driver, and then you can browse, and there's the two drivers. I've had an absolute nightmare trying to get it work on Windows 10 and Windows 11. There's two drivers that you need, and it says it only supports them up to Windows 7. So it's as fun as it can be trying. If anyone can make it work, I can't. This is where you get them from on SMA. They do seem to keep moving the download section, and Sunny Data Control doesn't seem to be on their website anymore. I downloaded it from a sort of a dodgier place, down with these download places. So just got to try and find it and make sure it's not dodgy. When it is working, this is using the Windows 7 virtual machine. You can get it. It says there it's on COM port 3. Click on it. SMA solar technology. Yes, everything's good. There are some port settings here. I don't touch them. That's how they come as default. Open it up, and then SMA always ship you with the wrong settings. So you go in there and you have to change them to 1200. That's what's on page 33 of the manual. If you miss that, you're just going to be stuck at here going, why I'm not getting a connection. You do a search and it takes ages, but you will eventually get a connection to the data logger. I imagine we're only doing 1200 boards, so it sort of dates this bit of software. We found the 3800. And we've now got the data. So we drag and drop that device onto the device overview, and then we get the live data coming off the inverter. It's not a great sunny day, and we are off grid, so that's why the frequency is so low. Now, if we want to look at parameters, it's down at the bottom. And then it gets the parameters from the inverter, and from here we can just do basic settings. We can then increase the security level to just a higher password. I will go over the password in a bit. So there we go, we're down as installer. We're not actually as installer because this doesn't give us the ability to change things like the grid code. We can't change it from off grid to G59 or G83, which it would be in these or any other standards that it supports. But we can change a lot of other things. So if you were putting a smaller turbine, if it was a 6,000 turbine, you want to make it a 3,000, you could do that. This is the password, so it's a summation of the date. So in this example, it's the 24th of the 5th, 22. So it'd be 24 plus 5 plus 22 equals 51. You have to put in ID 0051. You can't just do ID 51 or lowercase id 51. It's just not going to work. You've got to do it properly. And here we go, and I'll do it all wrong just to wrong, and then we get it eventually. And on this example, because it's the 4th of the 1st 25, it would be ID 0030. Boom, there we go. And just to go over the Sonny Boy, the older Sonny Boy, especially the 3800s, they could be set for turbine operation, so you could use them to run a wind turbine, which we have done on this site in the past. This is the wind turbine inverter setup. So we've got a Windy Boy with a Sonny Mini central cover, but they do seem to mix and match the covers, and this is a Windy Boy cover, and I think that's the Sonny Mini central label. I don't think there's any difference really. There's slight firmware versions. Some of the older versions don't support the Windy Boy setup configuration. Like I say, today we've got no wind, so the DC side of the inverter is not powered, so we couldn't actually plug into that and do anything with it. We need to DC. So if we were running we were connected to the Windy Boy, we would be able to use this setup tool to set up the curve. I'll show you the settings for what we have for the 6000, the proven 6000. It's not the greatest bit of tool in the world, and these are the settings we have in the Sonny Boy in the Sonny Data Control. And the installer code is something you'll have to get off an installer, which is there. It's not the same as the installer code you put in, which is the summation of the date. Like I say, you can pause these and get the settings out. I've changed a few of these, which are to do with the limited frequency control for the power reduction, because we're off grid. If we generate too much, we need to back off. We do have an immersion heater where we dump that into. That's the new settings in the newer inverters. These are the current settings I'm running, and there's a populated Windy Boy setup tool, and we've got a list of more parameters. With the newer interface for the newer Sonny Boys, this is a Sonny Boy 3.6. It's all web-based things. You can do it wireless. That's the type of inverter we're talking about. These are the 3.6 ones. So we've got two of these, as well as the SB 3800 and the Windy Boy 6000. So this is now live, and just connecting to it using the IP address and going straight in. And I've logged in as a user, and we can go and get DC data, and we can get the AC data. But because it's the Modbus on these is pretty good, so you can just pull that over, and I can stick it into well, I use a Siemens HMI using Smart Connect, and that gives us the data through the Modbus, and then we pick that up off a separate meter for the wind turbine, and then from that we can graph it and see what we've got. So we've not done loads of the wind today. The purple line is the wind, and the week we've had quite a good generation this week on the wind. And that's it. Hopefully now you can connect to your old SMA inverters using the correct lead, and you've got a bit of an insight into how you make it work. You just bear in mind, obviously, you need the interface lead, and you need the Sonny Boy. You need the the software for the Sonny Boy data control software. And you're going to need the drivers. Okay, thanks for watching, listening.